I just realized I vlogged absolutely nothing from the beach today. I've been here for almost 3 hours. There was a lot going on. I had to find parking. I was carrying my lunchbox, Reagan snacks and food, and then obviously like my child wants to be in the ocean, so I have to like really pay attention to what she's doing. But now she's like digging a pool. So anyway, oh no, she's back. Ray girl, we're gonna go. We're gonna go now. She's like no. Okay, everybody. You see where we are. Hey, Reagan, can you move that somewhere else, please? Reagan wants to talk to you.
I had hot Cheetos and I haven't had one single drink.
She has hot Cheetos and she has not had one single drink. Anyway, as you can see, we're at boot camp. I am going to attempt a full out today. And not attempt, I have to get a full out today. And if that means I have to make changes in the middle of practice, Reagan, take the iPad over there, please. And don't touch anything with your spicy hands. Okay, I had to get her situated. So, oh my gosh, my allergies are doing a number on my eyes. And I just like go to town, like rubbing my eyes, and it's not good. Anyway, I gotta get a full out today. So, first attempt is gonna be as it is. I'm not changing the ending. So at my last practice, I was like, I'm not doing this part again because I still want to work through the choreography. I'm just going to do the original choreography that I think looks bad, that I think I'm too tired to execute properly, and move on with my life. If I need to change it at some point, I'm going to change it. But I can't keep not doing it because I don't like it that much. Like I have to figure something out right now. So full out as it is currently choreographed. If I can't get it, then changes have to be made today. We are under 8 weeks out. Yesterday was the 8-week out mark. And I just told Bree, I said it in here on check-in day. I just told Bree, like, hey, I got to start doing HIIT. Like, I'm not in shape. I'm not in shape enough for this routine. So we just added that, and I don't expect for today to be amazing. I've done exactly one HIIT session. But obviously I'm also on a little bit of a more forgiving surface. So I do think that I'll be able to mentally get through a little bit more. On the hardwood, it's like there's a level of tentativeness because you also like really have to think seriously about injury prevention. On this floor, I can be a little bit more risky and do some things tired because I'm not gonna die. Knock on wood, right? Like I'm gonna stay relatively safe doing them on this surface. So anyway, HIIT has been implemented, but like we are under 8 weeks out. I have got to be like at the minimum, by 3 weeks out. And that, I don't like that. That is like an emergency. That's the emergency parachute. By 3 weeks out, I need to be hitting this routine. I really need to be hitting it before then. I want to be hitting this routine in 3 weeks. Like by 5 weeks out really is when I'm like, okay, we're running out of time. But realistically, by 3 weeks out is when I'm like, you know what, we're cutting things out. Last year before the Olympia, it was a week out. It was 1 week out before I hit that routine again. And I'm not doing that again this year. Not like if I keep saying, I think I can be in the top 5, Not if I'm not, for me, not if I'm not already hitting this routine well before a week out. There are people who can do that. Like I think Jacqueline doesn't run full outs until very close to the show. I know Janine posted before the Arnold. It was like the day before she left for the Arnold. It was the week that she was leaving for the Arnold, and she's like, did my first full out. That is not my ministry. Again, 3 weeks, whatever is not hitting at 3 weeks is done. Ideally, if it's not hitting today, it's out. Because I need the execution to be on 1,000%. Because the judges don't know what it was supposed to be. They just know what's in front of them. And if it's wobbly, if it's shaky, if it looks unsure, it's not going to score well. So anyway, I'm going to get warmed up. I'm going to run a couple of the skills, and then we're going to gun it and run it. I'm just going to balls to the wall, swing for the fences, and let's get it done because that did not go well at all. I said whatever I can't get through today has to change. But I'm so out of shape. Like, I don't think that there's a level of watering it down at this moment that's going to help me get through it. Besides literally removing skills and just standing there during that part. like, which is watering it down, but that's not realistic, right? Like I can't just stand there. I can't really take tumbling passes out without completely changing the choreography, because those tumbling passes, get me to the other side of the floor. And so if I'm not going to spend an 8 count, a 4 count, a 6 count, whatever, tumbling to the other side of the floor, how am I going to get to the other side of the floor? What am I going to do in that time anyway, like instead? So I messaged Missy, like sent her a voice note, and I'm like, look, am I just being dramatic right now because I feel like I need to be ready? Or like, what do we need to do? Because I've just never been I've never been in a situation like in prep where I am trying to go full out and I physically don't have the capability, right? If you've been watching my vlog for several seasons, there's been plenty of times where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to go full out, and then I make a mistake, or like, oh, I didn't get through because somebody walked in, but then like the next video I'm like, okay, I did it, or like I'm gonna come back tomorrow, I'm gonna do it, and then I get through it. Like the way that my body feels right now and the way that just went, I'm not like, it's just weird because normally when I'm mentally ready for a full out, I am already physically there. I just have to like make myself do it, right? Physically, you're very tired. And so mentally, you're like, oh, I can't go. I stop, right? But for me, it's like, by the time I'm mentally at a place where I'm like, yeah, this time, this is it. I'm just gonna go. I know I'm gonna be tired, but I'm just gonna do it. Normally, by the time I'm mentally ready, I just decide I'm gonna go full out, and then I go full out. Today, I was like, okay, it's time to go full out. And then I physically did not have a capability, which is extremely frustrating, because we're not that far away from the Olympia. 8 weeks is not a long time. It sounds like a long time, but it's not. Not with the expectation that I have of myself, of how I want this routine to look, how I want it to feel, how I want it to display, how I want it to perform. Like in 8 weeks, could I be ready to do something? Yeah. But I've spent literally since last year's Olympia, when Amber and Anya both got into the top 5, top 6, whatever they announced, top 5. Since the moment, you can go back and watch my Olympia recap video, and I'm like, it's so exciting for me to see Amber and Anya both in that top 5 because I beat them both this year. So that tells me that at my best, I have the potential to rank that high. Since the Olympia last year, I've been chasing this. And now I'm 8 weeks out and feel like I'm not even close to putting on a routine that might be in the top 5. And it is just frustrating. And I'm gonna wait for Missy to get back to me to see what she thinks, choreography wise, or, Missy gave me some really good routine conditioning tips last year, and I did a variation of it this year. But again, like I said, my routine is just so high impact that running these sections over and over and over and over and over again is just not feasible for me. Like I will run them 3 times, but like I can't do that over and over and over again because it hurts. Like in my last video, which I didn't share on YouTube, like my last practice that I was running routines, you can hear me in the middle of the routine when I land on one of the like rebounds to push-ups. I groan like, ugh, in the middle of my routine because my landing is just so hard that it hurts my wrist. I'm like, I'm not doing that again. I can't do that 6 times in a row just so I can condition, just so I can get in better shape. So we started doing HIIT this week. But it just feels like a little bit too late. Feels like too little too late. A 15-minute HIIT once a week with only 8 weeks to go. Like that's 2 hours total before the Olympia. If my math is right, yeah. Which is actually less than that because I'm not gonna be doing it during peak week. And it's like partly my fault because I just didn't realize that I needed to be doing HIIT sooner, because I was running long sections, but apparently not long enough, because I didn't realize how much I was out of shape until the last 2 practices. And if I would have been running longer sections sooner, I would have caught this sooner, that I needed to tell Bree, hey, I need to start doing HIIT now. So I don't know. I'm gonna try not to be frustrated by it right now. Well, it's too late for that, obviously. I'm gonna try not I'm going to try to just turn the page today. I'm going to watch the videos of what I did get done today, and I'm going to strategize and sleep on like what needs to get done. I'm obviously going to need to be running more than 2 practices a week, which right now that's what I'm doing. I'm running a practice day that's only practice, or like practice and cardio, depends on like how my split works out. And then I'm usually running a practice day on one of my lifting days. Like I just practice and then later I'll lift. But I'm definitely gonna need a 3rd practice day, which means it's gonna extend my split because I still do need a full rest day during the week. But I mean, I have to prioritize practice. It is what it is. Like I don't want to get on stage the way that I look right now. That will be that's a sure way to get dead last place in prejudging again. I don't want to get on stage the way that I look right now, but I could. Nothing is stopping me from getting on stage looking like this. I cannot do the routine that I cannot compete with the routine that I have today. I could get on stage like this. Don't want to, but I could. I don't have a routine that could go on stage yet. So I have to prioritize getting a fully composed routine. So like I said, I'm gonna sleep on it and try to like work through some potential solutions, choreography wise and conditioning wise. I am gonna try probably Tuesday. My friend's getting married on Thursday, so I got to go down to San Diego on Wednesday. So I think on Tuesday I will probably come practice a what I'll call like a posing routine, like a guest performance version. Like, hey, if you had to get on stage today and do something, what would you do? Like, I think on Tuesday, I'm going to get that version. I think that will make me feel better to at least literally have something, even if it's not the level at all that I want to perform. I think it will make me feel a lot better to be able to go from the beginning of the music to the end of the music without stopping. So I think on Tuesday, that's going to be my goal. And then, like I said, I'll be in San Diego for the wedding Wednesday, Thursday, and I'll come back on Friday. And then Friday and Saturday, I need to be doing this routine again. Like I have to, the routine, literally I have to have routine practice. Like I said, 3-4 times a week, at least until it's done. So I'm going to talk to Bree about that. By the time this video is uploaded, I'll have had that conversation with her, but this is a little scary. The last time I was this close and not able to do a full out was my first Olympia, and I did horrible there. So I don't want to do that again. I would like to go to this Olympia and for the first time not get last place in either round. Like my first Olympia, I got last place in both rounds. This last Olympia, I got last place in prejudging. Like I would like to not get last place in either round this year. And I know you can only control what you can control. Like maybe I knock it out of the park and still get last place, but I know myself and I know my potential, and I know that if I were to knock it out of the park, I would not get last place, and that's the whole point. It's like I just would like to feel like I actually did my best and not like I wish I would have done this, I wish I would have done that. And like right now I wish I would have either started trying this routine full out sooner, or I wish I would have told Bree that I needed to do HIIT sooner. And so I have 8 weeks to figure out a way to not regret how I feel when I walk off stage. So anyway, another 11.5 minute video. I got to get this gym set up and then I need to go home. The woman of the hour. Good morning, everybody. It's check-in Thursday. It is Thursday the 6th. I am in San Diego. My best friend is getting married today. So we are at the Lafayette Hotel in San Diego. It's gorgeous. It's like, this is walking to my room, or walking from my room. Like, amazing. Anyway, actually, I'm gonna keep going inside and then I'll flip you back to me. Okay. Anyway, I am headed out to my car because my tripod is in there, my light is in there, and my tape measure is in there. So I'm gonna go out to my car, grab that stuff, and then I'm gonna go back in for check-ins. Thanks. We have to meet at 9:30, so it's like 7:30 right now. We have to meet at 9:30, so I'm gonna go get this stuff from my car, take my check-ins, and then just make breakfast. We have a full kitchen in my room, so I brought, you know, all of my stuff, except for I need to, like, everything's cooked except for eggs and oatmeal, so I'm just gonna make that stuff. But anywho, this gym, hold on, that, what's happening here? Boulevard Fitness, that is where I will be working out tomorrow. Today is a rest day, thank God, but that's where I'll be working out tomorrow. I actually saw someone tag them. Somebody posted on Instagram, like, where are all the really gritty gyms with rusty barbells and rusty plates? And I don't want, what'd she say? I don't want new tech equipment. Like, I want the old hammer strength, whatever. So she's just saying, like, I don't want AC, I don't want a sauna, like, I just want like an old gritty gym. And somebody tagged that gym. And then when I was looking for gyms near my hotel, I saw it and I was like, oh, it's literally right across the street. They don't look super old and gritty, but they do. It looks like a good gym that I'll be able to get my lift in. So anyway, I just got to my car. I'll let y'all know how check-ins go. Okay, so weight is still feeling a little high. I mean, it's not high, but it's high. I mean, considering the fact that my low is 141 and I'm still in the 143, 144 range at 7 weeks out, it's kind of high. Now, granted, Brie keeps emphasizing to me, it's not a weight loss competition, look at the visuals. And I am starting to look tighter. Like, I'm definitely at the point where literally the first thing anybody says to me when they see me, including strangers, is like, oh my gosh, you're so jacked, oh my gosh, your arms look so good. Like, it's to that point. But we're not there. And of course I want to be there, but I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. Brie has a call with Cameron this morning. Their call is probably over, actually. And they're gonna tell me what's next. I think it's gonna get a lot worse. I mean, it's hard right now, but it's not as hard as I expect it to get with the look that we're trying to get. And, you know, at about 7 weeks out, I assume that's gonna happen very quickly. I mean, she did take food away last week and it was noticeable, but it wasn't like crazy. It was just like a little bit less rice here, okay, a little bit less almond butter and honey here, which really was just like, for the almond butter and honey, it's like, I don't know, I feel like it didn't really impact that meal other than the taste of it. And then it's like no blueberries here, which was just like my little sweet treat at the end of the night, but it's not that big of a deal and it's less groceries to buy. So I am starting to, like, I don't know if it's mental. Starting to, like, I feel like I'm mentally hungry, but not physically hungry, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, but it's not bad. It's noticeable, but it's not bad. I mean, I think the spreadsheet, because I try not to look at what the calories are because I think I'll get in my head about it, but I think when I looked at it, it's somewhere in the 1600s, which is really not that bad. And hopefully it doesn't have to get much lower than that, I guess, depending on what my body does. I would assume activity would increase before we get our food too low, because I'm still not doing that much cardio. I'm doing 5 days a week. 4 of those days are 400 calories, which is about 40 minutes on the elliptical, 42 minutes on the elliptical. And then one of those days is it's like a 14-minute hit, which is like 120 to 140 calories, depending on how high my heart rate gets during that time. So it's like, I'm doing 5 days a week of cardio. 4 of those days are 40 minutes, and one of those days is 15 minutes, like, plus my routine practice, of course. But I mean, there have been preps before, and I know there are currently people doing this where I'm doing 2 hours of cardio a day, 90 minutes of cardio 5 times a week, like, you know, really crazy amounts. So again, I don't want to get there, but I'm just saying that there's a lot of room still to move a lot of levers. So anyway, like I said, I think I put it in my story, but I don't know if I said it on here. I'm done worrying about it, because I just don't think that worrying about it is going to do anything for me. I'm just going to do what I'm supposed to do, and live my life. But anyway, it's wedding day for my best friend Tasha. I stayed up way too late, like, reworking my speech. I mean, and also it was like, you know, the welcome party, so I was out last night anyway. Sorry guys, I keep messing with my watch. Welcome party was last night. I was out late, and then I got in bed and I was like, I gotta look at the speech, I gotta watch my routine, and then I only got 6.5 hours of sleep, which is so stupid because I had an opportunity to get like 8 hours of sleep, and I didn't. But, you know, it is what it is. This will be my last vlog putting my check-in photos, though, because I don't want to. I already am uninstalling Instagram after this wedding, so that I'm not looking at other people. But I also I think that I'm going to bring something really different this year, and I just would like to have some little, like, element of surprise. Even though I know you guys are like my tried and trues, this is the exclusive content. It's not really exclusive, but, like, this is gonna be my last week putting in check-ins, maybe until peak week or something. I don't know. We're gonna find out. But anyway, that's gonna be the end of this vlog. I think I got like 20 vlogs to edit. If it's not the end, it's only gonna be wedding content for the rest of this day. But I might make that something separate. So anyway, thank you guys for your support. This weekend I'm gonna work on a shirt situation if I decide to do a shirt. Some of you said yes, do the shirt, so we might do it. Oh, last thing, I got my costume, like my fitting costume. Did I talk about this? I got my fitting costume. It looks so good. So basically, he makes a costume, sends it to you. You try it on, you send photos, and then if there's any adjustments, I want him to make. So I do want him to make it like slightly more high waist. So I asked him, can you add 2 centimeters to the height of this? Because I want to be able to wear it higher without pulling it higher. And then I get to keep it. I get to keep the fitting costume, and then he's gonna make my costume with the adjustments and with all the bedazzling and stoning, and so I'll have that in. He said once I send that stuff back 10 days, which is crazy. I'm like, that's so fast. So now it's already been a few days, so probably a week or so from now I'll have my official costume, which I'm so excited about. Anyway, I'm gonna get to the bride. I'm the matron of honor, so I feel like it's important that I'm on time, especially because the maid of honor is also in this room and she's still asleep, but she has permission to like not be there on time. Somebody help.